All right. Here's an interesting one. This is going to be some historic gameplay. Welcome to everyone coming to watch. Um, as I said in my introduction to my YouTube channel, um, I don't like playing against the same consistent decks over and over again. Right now, I feel as though there's like three decks in the meta, which is Boros Energy for one, which is a nightmare to play against. Um, Jeskai Control, which is more interesting to me. It's not just a straight aggro deck with all the broken cards from MH3, um, but I've never been a control player. I almost strictly enjoy playing combo or aggro, so I won't be playing that. Takes a lot of wild cards, not fun. And Is It Wizards? Is It Wizards been around for a long time? It's not just a strictly MH3 set. So that's a little bit interesting because MH3 on Historic is a little bit unfair and pushes Historic more towards modern play, which I do enjoy, but I believe a bunch of these MH3 cards are going to get banned. They are too strong. And yeah, Is It Wizards? Back to that. Is It Wizards is an interesting deck. Prior to MH3, it was pretty much the only deck that could consistently win games and have good matchups. It's an alright deck to play. Not too fun, not too interesting. Just a standard aggro deck. Kind of reminiscent of like Pauper Prowess, um, which is very one dimensional play. There's one game plan, that's it. Yeah, so today, the deck that I have is an interesting one. I believe this rendition of the deck to be the best. I have tried brewing with many different strategies. Um, I was playing uh, almost a Sultai deck with Primal Prayers. However, I didn't feel like it was good enough against aggro strategies. It wasn't quick. It could be quick, but like turn three Primal Prayers go for the win. But I felt that it was a bit too weak to the boogeyman of the format, Galvanic Discharge. Galvanic Discharge is played in, I believe, all three of the top meta decks. And instant speed removal, if you don't understand the combo, Primal Prayers comes down, and then you need two cards. You need Guide of Souls alongside either Shrieking Drake or Sigardian Evangel. And instant speed removal, taking out your Guide of Souls, stops you from being able to combo off because you don't have the energy to use Primal Prayers repeatedly and gain infinite life and infinite, in Sigardian Evangel's case, infinite Sigardian Evangels. Um, yeah. So this deck includes the combo pieces and then some acceleration with Malevolent Rumble. This new card from Modern Horizons 3 is not an energy card. However, it can turbo out your turn 3 Primal Prayers. So if there's no interaction, if your opponent doesn't leave mana up, you can turn 3 Primal Prayers and just go for the win. Key parts of the deck: Recruiter of the Guard. This tutors up all of your pieces. Every single creature in this deck has toughness 2 or less, as well as 3 toughness. Well, except for the Witch Enchanter, but that's another story. Um, the speedier points of this deck are Amped Raptor. That just accelerates you out. It's a stupid card. You get two. It's a 2-for-1 no matter what. And then a couple other things is Recruit of the Guard tutors everything in the deck. So the Witch Enchanter is there for artifact and enchantment removal in case of... there's a couple things. Static Prison, you can get Witch Enchanter and then destroy the Static Prison, which is a highly played card. Static Prison is here because usually it would be a sideboard piece, and there are 2 more in the sideboard. However, the 2 of the 3 meta decks right now are low to the ground Guide of the Souls type decks. Galvanic Discharge, really good card. Sometimes can give you extra energy if you need. Uh, the best removal. Grand Abolisher is in here against Jeskai Control. You can tutor it with Recruiter of the Guard, and it shuts down your Jeskai Control decks against you on your turn. Corpse Knight, kind of the finishing piece. The combo doesn't work to kill your opponent as soon as you start it, with the named cards, Sigardian Evangel, Shrieking Drake, and Guide of Souls. But if you somehow get an extra Recruiter of the Guard trigger at some point, you can tutor up Corpse Knight and then win the game on your turn. And yeah, Ether Hub, mana base. It's a cheap mana base. I don't have all the lands. Speedy. It's speed. It's got the fast lands of all 3 types that this deck will allow, and Ether Hub. The sideboard contains Jolted Awakes for the removal decks, so you can bring back your pieces without having to just find them by chance. 2 more Static Prisons for the fast decks. Reprieves. This isn't a blue-based deck, so I can't run counter spells. So Reprieve is to stop the initial counters that Jeskai Control has. One of which is Dovin's Veto, so I chose Reprieve to be able to stop Dovin's Veto. And just a good card all around. Draws you an extra card, digs you back into your combo pieces. And the Festivities for fast decks, obviously. This hoses Ocelot Pride, just destroys it. That's the only reason it's in the deck. Sun Cleanser for Jeskai Control mostly, for the Wrath of the Skies. Also stops Boros Energy. Haven Interrupter, a tutorable effect for Recruiter of the Guard that can also protect our combo against Dovin's Veto, and a couple other hate pieces that people play. Skyclave Apparition can be brought in. Skyclave Apparition can pretty much do everything. It's just another thing for Recruiter of the Guard to find. Temporary Lockdown, finally. Fast decks. It hoses them. Boros Energy, Is It Wizards, shuts them down. So, yeah. This explanation is a long one because it's a very convoluted combo deck. And it's just my first video. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to explain the decks that I make as well as possible. I do believe that this deck is pretty good. It does not have a favorable matchup against Boros Energy, but that's to be expected. It's kind of the boogeyman of the format, and it is kind of crushing everything right now. It beats Jeskai Control. I've tried it out a little. It beats Jeskai Control, and it beats Is It Wizards. It's faster than Is It Wizards because it gains too much life for Is It Wizards to handle, which is insane. Oh, I did not enter a game best of 3 match, but that happens sometimes. I will play one best of 1 before I get into best of 3, because that is what I did. Okay, this hand is a keep, I believe. No white source. Malevolent Rumble can find that. Galvanic Discharge will slow down my opponent in whatever deck they're playing. Yeah. So we'll start off with the Copperline Gorge and pass the turn. Okay. Green-black. Strange. Okay, Aether Hub is a great draw. We will drop it and play our Malevolent Rumble. I think here we will grab another Aether Hub. Having the extra energy is nice if you want to pivot to a more aggro approach. Guide of Souls and a bunch of the cards in the deck. Strangely enough, this deck can instantly pivot to aggro. After sideboarding, you can sometimes sideboard out certain cards, which is strong. Okay, we'll drop the Guide of Souls and discharge the Incubation Druid. This deck can pivot very well to almost abandon the combo. The combo is powerful, but sometimes it just doesn't work. There's no other way to put it. And the cards like that dinosaur, whatever it's called, and Guide of Souls can be a pretty mean combo to just aggro out your opponent. Okay, we're drawing a little bit dead here. I believe first we will drop Moonblessed and just go get a Primal Prayers. And pass the turn, holding up a Seiju if it matters. I believe they're stuck on lands. Oh, maybe not. They've got out of it. This seems like a +1/+1 counter strategy. Don't really know. This is obviously not a meta deck. I've studied a little bit of the meta, and it seems like there are only a couple decks that actually have a chance. This does not seem to be one of them. Okay, we will pivot to aggro because we are drawing dead. That's a good part of this deck. Guide of Souls is a stupidly broken card, so even if you end up, oh, he's gonna block. Okay, that puts the counters on Kami, which will add some. Oh no, he's gonna take the damage. Yeah, we'll thin the deck with Attune with Ether. Maybe draw a combo piece. And I'll go get a red source in case we draw any dinos. Yeah. Let's see what's going on with this. I always thought Kami was an interesting card. I think it is pretty good. Ooh, is he gonna... Ooh. That's a good little combo with Gift of the Viper from Modern Horizon 3. Not a card you see very often from that set. Ooh! The Great Henge. That's weird. This is a strange deck. I'm starting to think now that maybe that hand was not a keep. I've played quite a bit with this deck, and I think that I would usually keep a hand like that. There we go. Amped Raptor. That's the name I was looking for. Amped Raptor is insane. It's a silly card. It's a 2-for-1 no matter what. Like, you always get a 2-for-1. You'll always have enough energy with the Guide of Souls. And there we have it. So this is the combo right here. So Primal Prayers, Guide of Souls, Shrieking Drake. That will gain us infinite life. And unfortunately, we don't have a combo piece. But usually I'll just gain a bit of life with this and see if they concede. And if they don't, go to attacks with Guide of Souls again and see what happens. And because that is the case and we don't have the actual infinite here, we can always bounce Shrieking Drake to our hand at the end of the combo, and in that case, we still get to combo off whenever we want in case they decide to kill us. Or remove any of the creatures. It's a good protection spell as well. Checking to see what's going on because they see that nothing's changing every time I play this card. So yeah, you have infinite life. In paper Magic, you'd be able to tell your opponent, okay, I'll gain 1,000,000 life. But in this case, online, I find it a bit disrespectful to... it's happened to me where I have presented the infinite loop and then my opponent responds by just trying to kill me with damage. And in that case, I will usually concede, because if they're willing to kill me on damage when I obviously presented a loop where I can gain infinite life, is a bit disrespectful, I feel. Yeah. Okay, well, we gained a little bit of life. We'll go to combat, pump up the Moonblessed Cleric, and hit for a bunch and see what they have. I will also be Besageing the Great Henge at the end of my turn. It'll draw too many cards. I assume they might have some reaches in this deck, and I'm honestly not very down to play against that. They might have a gift. Yeah, not bad here. We'll see. They're gonna block the guide. Honestly, I believe the play that I'd like to make here is flicker the Ampharaptor and play it out again. There's a chance we hit something that... Okay, we just hit another Ampharaptor. Not the best, not the worst. We lose our God of Souls, but we aren't necessarily dying anytime soon. I will Besage the Great Henge and pass the turn. We're empty on cards. We don't got anything to do. Let's see what they have. All right. Things I'm most worried about right now, probably a Great Henge to draw them a bunch of cards. Defiler's okay. Let's make a big Quirion. Although I don't think he can attack, because he will die to the Moonblast Cleric Flyer. Death Touch and Reach. Boo. Oh. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, we might be dead. They're gonna try to kill us on damage, obviously, because they don't understand that in a real setting, we would have infinite life here. Okay, so we're just gonna pass the turn back. Nothing much we can do. I think they've likely got us with the Defiler. And there's a Great Henge. I think that'll wrap it up. Do they have a creature here? They do. So they'll draw another card, buff up all their creatures, and then they pretty much have us on damage. Which, honestly, respectable. I do have infinite life. They would attack me down from infinite life in a couple of turns. Let's see what they do. Yeah. We will let everything through and lose the game. Okay. Bad first showing from this deck. One thing I might say about my creation of this deck is that I was using it to enter into challenges on Arena. So I was expecting meta decks most of the time. I'm trying to get some play-in points so I can take part in the qualifier that's coming up next. And okay, we'll change that to best of 3 to show off the sideboarding. Yeah, I was pretty much playing strictly Boros Energy, Izzet Wizards, and Jeskai Control. Didn't really play against any off-meta decks, so I am not necessarily the most experienced playing in decks that I don't know. However, I do think this deck is good. It had a favorable matchup against Izzet Wizards. I think I had around like a 70% win rate against Izzet Wizards in best of 3. Okay, this is instant keep. This is an insane hand. You start off with the Ampharaptor, and then you just have the combo missing one piece. Moonblast Cleric can get removal if need be. Okay. And another little important little uh, oh, great job. An important little thing about this Shrieking Drake is that it is very good with Amped Raptor. You can play Shrieking Drake, uh, get your Amped Raptor back into your hand, play your Amped Raptor again, and just continuously get more cards. Um, Alright, we will play an Ether Hub and do exactly as I just said. We'll just swing in with the Amped Raptor. There's no need to make them block the guide. What are they playing? Okay, Corrupt and Conviction. I thought they were playing. I don't know why we've been playing against so many combat tricks. You rarely see that in a strict, quick format of historic. The decks are a lot more powerful than draft decks where you'd want to be playing that kind of card. Okay. Grand Abolisher doesn't do anything against this deck. What we really want to find is a Recruiter right now, or a Corpse Knight. But I will play the Grand Abolisher in case they have any sort of instant speed removal for my combo. But yeah, Corpse Knight or Recruiter will win it for us here. Not quite a Moto bug, but almost. That really happens. A deck actually playing Corpse Knight, I believe, fairly. This seems just like a grindy black Skelly deck. What is happening? Yeah, this is what you get for watching my video when I'm still in silver. I'm playing against a bunch of decks that aren't very good. Okay, this is the downside. Moonblast Cleric when you have a Primal, obviously not very good. Okay, we will Ether Hub, slam down a Primal. Yeah, I'm almost tempted to just swing in. We just don't have the instant win here. And as much as I do love playing this deck, I think it's super fun and different. I hate having to present infinite combos in Arena because, as I said before, people don't really respect it. Sometimes even with the Sigardian Evangels tapping down your opponent's stuff, they still won't respect tapping down all their lands on their turn. They'll make you play it out. They'll make you get infinite Sigardian Evangels, tap all their lands at the start of their turn on their upkeep, because Primal Prayers does allow you to cast them as though they had flash also. It is Lurin 2.0. Yeah. Okay, we have quite a few draws here. We have the Corpse Knights and the Recruiters. Let's see if we hit one. I have one thing about those draws. Recruiter can get my one Corpse Knight. However, one thing that I've been seeing lately quite often, we'll take some damage. What was I going to say? Damn. Okay, that works. We'll Amped Raptor and see if we hit a Recruiter or a Corpse. Another Amped Raptor. This happens sometimes in the Amped Raptor deck, doesn't it? yeah, one thing that I've been seeing quite often is in the Boros Energy deck, the Soul Sisters, they actually run a bunch of them. They don't only run, what's it called? Guide. They also run the normal ones where creatures entering the battlefield under your control, you. What was that block? Who knows? Um, Whenever a creature enters battlefield under my control while I'm playing out the combo with the Corpse Knight, it'll also gain them infinite life. If I don't have the Corpse Knight, if I do have the Corpse Knight, I gain infinite life, and they stick to the same life total, which is a problem with the deck. I have run versions of the deck with 2 Corpse Knight, a Delny, the one that doubles triggers of your power 2 or less creatures, as well as another thing that I would play was one copy or a couple copies of that ninja that draws you cards when creatures don't cost anything. Okay, well, this is unfortunate. We're just drawing nothing. But yeah, beat down. This is a not very good deck. We'll just beat them down with damage, I think. We'll waste all our energy and just kill them. Hopefully in the next game of this match against this weaker deck, I'll be able to show off the power of the combo. Or possibly I could show off the other iterations of the deck that I made. Although I do believe that this one is the best for a couple reasons, including the just beating them down. There we go. They explode for this matchup. I would like to show you guys these games against higher power people, and I will be there soon. I have, just in like the last couple hours, gone from bronze or whatever to silver, pretty much never losing. It's hard to lose against these decks. Okay. To keep. Nothing too fancy. It's a good draw. We'll tune. Go grab a red source. So we can cast Amped without paying an energy in case we hit an Allurin 2.0. I forget. I always forget what the card is called, to be honest. Alright, what do we hit? We are gonna hit exactly what I said, the Primal Prayers. Good thing we did not pay the energy using the Ether Hub. Okay. Now, I believe we do... Wait. We have the combo. We have Recruiter the Guard, paying an energy, getting this guide, playing it, and Shrieking Drake. But we don't have the 3 energy that we would need. So we're just going to pass the turn, and then tap down all their stuff on their next turn, make an infinite Sigardian Evangels, and win the game. Obviously, not a super impressive showing of this deck, considering that the first game we just had to beat down, and the second game we will hit the combo, but against a pretty pathetic deck, in all respect. Okay. There we go. Well, Ether Hub. Recruiter. Go get our guide. Combat. Hit him down to 2, so we need to make less Evangels. Set an upkeep, stop, end turn. Play a Sigardian using an energy. Enters, tap a land. we go. In all of its glory. Hopefully soon we'll be in platinum and then we'll be playing against some real decks. I might play one match of the challenge that I was last in. I unfortunately lost my first game. Didn't work out too well for me. It was Boros Energy. And I just got smoked by aggro. I feel like Boros Energy players always have the perfect draw. Every time I've played the deck so far, it's been turn 1 Guide, turn 2 Ocelot, and Guide or something. Actually, considering that they play a 4 of every single one of those cards, there's a pretty good chance that they do draw the nuts, as I would say, which is fucking Ocelot. Sorry, don't think I'm allowed to swear on this. Ocelot Pride, stupid card. Not seeing much play in Modern, but in Historic, it's a little silly. Let's tap them down their enchantment, and we will pass to draw. We have enough power. They can't really do anything. They can play a land, maybe kill something, but they can just play a couple more Guardian Evangels and attack with lethal on my turn. So yeah, this game. Guardian Evangel, super cool card, better than Shrieking Drake. The reason that I play more Shrieking Drakes than Guardian Evangels in this deck is simply because Shrieking Drake can bounce back my Raptor, and that's pretty strong. Yeah, recasting the Raptor is really important in this deck. Having multiple 2-for-1s, multiple 2-for-1s, with one card or 2 card. Yeah, having Shrieking Drake being another 2-for-1 is really strong. Obviously for a little bit more mana and using up a different card, but it works out well. All right, so I think just because of the fact that I have to grind through the standings to get to a higher standpoint so you guys can see me playing against better decks, I will enter one game into the challenge that I was playing in. Goal is to get 4 more play-in points so I can play in the qualifier, which just so happens to be Historic right after I decide to start playing Historic more. The reason I'm playing Historic more than I normally did prior to this is because prior to this I was mostly doing quick drafts and just getting my gems back and repeatedly playing them. I love Limited, but Historic caught my eye just because at some point I want to start playing Paper Modern, and I do believe that if you don't have access to the money required from a financial aspect to play Paper Modern, as it is such an expensive format unless you're playing Absolute Jank or Red Aggro, a classic. Arena Historic is probably the closest thing you can get to playing the type of matches that you'll see when you make the move to Modern. And I do believe Modern to be probably the most complete format of Magic. I think that Standard has a place in the game, but I don't believe that it is what people should start with. A rotating format like that constantly changes, and it causes you to completely change up your deck of choice repeatedly, and also just spend so much money. It's so expensive to play Standard when the rotations happen. Don't know exactly how often it is, but still, it's insane. So yeah, I believe Modern to be a pretty complete format. Outside of Commander and Limited play, I believe it would probably be my favorite to watch. I watch a lot of YouTube on Modern play, people such as Aspiring Spike. Who else? A couple guys I don't know the name of. But yeah, I like watching people brew Modern. I watched 3 for Legacy, Bosch and Roll for Vintage, all super good creators. I think they produce some of the finest Magic the Gathering content that I see on the app, as well as for competitive EDH play to win. Such good stuff. Okay, we're going to lead with Attune with the Ether. This is a great hand. We get the red source first, turn 2 Amped Raptor. What we wouldn't want to see here is control, which I do believe a darker... Oh! Esper. You don't usually see Esper in Boros. We're gonna hit. Oh! Brutal hit. We draw them a card with Esper. Okay, we just have the combo on our turn. We found the Guide of Souls, so we can infinitely gain life, which is good. Won't get a concession out of them, likely. They'll probably want to see a little bit more, but unfortunately we don't have the turn 3 Primal. We don't have our second green source out currently, but if we draw a green source or draw a corpse, we can probably combo off on the next turn. In this showing the deck, I feel like I haven't drawn any recruiters. It's another good thing about this deck is that it has the toolbox package. Okay, this looks like Azorius Artifacts. I like this deck. I have a couple iterations of this deck, and I think it is truly very strong. They don't seem to be having the best aggro version of it currently, which the Azorius Artifacts really wants to do. It wants to be the aggro, and right now it's not, which is unfortunate for them. Yeah, we'll swing in with the Amped Raptor. They won't block, and then we will see what happens on the next turn. We have 2 Primal pairs, so a backup in case they have counter magic or interaction, which I don't believe this deck plays. At least the versions of the deck that I play don't. This does not seem like the aggro. I'm being bamboozled repeatedly. This doesn't seem like a deck that I play. I play a turbo aggro in Soul Artifact, almost a combo deck. Okay. It's a problem with the deck. It takes a lot of pieces to actually win outright. Okay. We'll play out the Primal pairs, paying the 1. Just to stop them from drawing an extra card, and then we'll represent the combo at instant speed. Looks like they might have a counterspell. Yeah, Metallic Rebuke. That makes sense. This is a deck. Yeah, this deck is very similar to the Insoul Artifact deck that I play, but a more control-y version of it. I don't know if I like Retro. Honestly, I don't think it's a very good card. There's a Thought Monitor. It's pretty good. Just drawing dead. We just take out the Esper. Not enjoying this. A lot of dead draws here, which, honestly, considering how many draws I have, is pretty unlikely. We'll pass the turn back, and hopefully they don't kill us before we can drop the Primal Pairs and actually win the game. In the coming days, I definitely will be showing off a deck of this sort. An Azorius artifact deck to be precise, but it will be a more aggro version of the deck, which doesn't include Thought Monitors. I do like Thought Monitor in a slow artifact deck, which I also will be playing soon. I'll be playing a historic version of a modern Karnstruct deck, pretty much. Obviously missing Urza's Saga. That is not included in the Modern Horizons 3 reprints. Okay, that doesn't really do anything. We don't need our Amped Raptor to win. But it's a deck with Thought Monitor and a bunch of super quick, fast creatures. Okay, we get the Primal Prayers down, so we are representing Guide, Shrieking Drake. Sure, let's show it off now. See if they do concede. They sometimes do. You can sometimes make them a little bit tired of sitting through it. Okay, there you go. Leviticus, not Levitica 5. Here is Infinite Life. Okay, they're gonna sacrifice their servo into a Thopter and then use all their mana. Oh, just so I can do it faster. Might be changing my mind about this deck. It isn't very fun. Just for happiness of myself's sake, I might switch back to a more win kind of version of this deck. This one seems like a little bit. It's more consistent. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't win. It stops your opponent from winning, which is not super fun to me. We'll stop there, pass the turn. See what they can do. There we go. Okay, they're just diddling. Pay 2 life. They've got Counterspell up, obviously. Swinging for damage. Ornithopter, my turn. Play it an amped. They won't counter it because they only play. Oh, come on. No. Wait. No, actually, that does take out this portable hole. So we can survive another attack. Because unfortunately for them, they only have Metallic Rebuke. I think that's the only counterspell that this deck actually plays. Yeah, pass turn. No point in playing out our second Primal pairs to get a little bit more energy. Those will counter it with Rebuke. Let's see if they can ever kill us. I don't think they realize that that doesn't do anything. Honestly, if anything, that's better for us. We can do Guide of Souls at instant speed. I assume, considering this deck has Thought Monitors, it might be playing Karn. I'm not sure. That would probably be their best find right now to try to actually close out the game, because right now they don't have a chance of winning. They play no removal other than Portable Hole and no counter magic other than Metallic Rebuke, so they can't interact with me at instant speed to stop my infinite life. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I think we're pretty much just waiting for a Corpse Knight to win the game. I do wish this deck won. Sure, we can just kill that. Don't want them drawing any cards necessarily. Grab us a little bit more energy too. We can attack in quicker with the guide. There we go. Now, I believe I just need to think if they have any way of interacting with this. Which I don't believe. Metallic Rebukes won't do it unless they have two of them. Recruit of the Guard will get Corpse Knight, and I'll get to show off the combo. Recruiter of the Guard. Yeah, as I was saying, in the case where you can't actually kill them because you don't have the Tapper or Corpse Knight, Delny, another addition to the deck, would be really nice. Yeah, it doesn't look like they have anything. They would have countered the Recruiter, or at least if I was playing, that's what they should have done. Doesn't look like they have any instant speed removal. So we'll just drain them for 7, and this time they will concede. Good game. So we got through 2 combos there. And yeah. Okay, I believe we bring in Temporary Lockdown. Yeah, Temporary Lockdown. Static Prisons. And I believe that's it. And usually what I'll take out in this situation is... Oh, wait. This deck doesn't really play aggro. Which Enchanter's good here? believe we'll take out the Grand Abolisher, an Attune, and the Moon Bless Cleric because it's just really slow. And then we will jump in. Let's see if we can win game 2. Sick hand. What else is there to say? You get a turn 2 Raptor. We'll draw into a Drake or a Tapper. And then we have Corpse Knight, Primal Prayer's Guide, and we just need a bouncer / whatever. Yeah. Being on the play here is unfortunate, but it happens. With the first Amped Raptor, we might just not play the card. You may cast that card. Yeah, you may. Especially if we hit an on-land, just for Esper Sentinel's sake. Looks like they might be holding up Metallic. Yeah, I think we want the extra energy, so we can pop off as soon as possible. Good draws here. White source, green source. It's not a good play. That's not what you want to be doing here. Okay, now we have the combo. Let's just hope to find some lands, maybe. Or just have the combo. Oh. Are they running Spell Pierce? Oh, they had mana for... Oh, that was a mistake. Okay, well, let's draw some lands. It's badly needed. Blue source is good. White source is amazing. Okay, yeah, they're playing a lot of removal. White source. White source. Yeah. Gotta plug my stupid MacBook in. They just kept all the counter spells. In MH3, if they had printed an MDFC that was green, that would be dreamy. If it had less than two toughness or less, that would just be a green tutorable source for this deck, which is super important considering Primal Prayers is double green, and we're playing a 3-4 color deck almost. It's pretty much a 3-color deck. It's Naya. But yeah, with the Shrieking Drake and the Corpse Knight, technically it's 5 colors. Oh no. We have a lot of draws here. Getting Amped Raptor here, because it does stuff. This is gonna take a... Oh no. They're playing Interaction Tribal. This is not what this deck is supposed to do. This deck is supposed to be fast, with Michiko's Reign of Truth, All That Glitters, Soul Artifact. There's 3 different Soul Artifacts that you could play now. I do think the only good one is actually the 2-cost one, the one recent one plus Tezzeret's, the blue-black one, aren't good enough. They cost 3. This is too fast of a format for 3-cost Soul Artifacts. But yeah, all those creatures. Ooh. Oh no. Oh, double oh no. This is not good. We can fight through this. It just won't be fun. Oh my god. Need another static prison and a green source. That's gonna be game. There we go. There's the winning. There's the winning. Okay, what do we do about the Hushbringer? Enters. Doesn't get rid of it permanently. I have never played against Hushbringers like this. I don't think that the meta right now revolves around a lot of I feel like only two is the right play. Most of the decks right now don't revolve around ETBs. Galvanic Discharge is perfect here. That's what I was forgetting. We're gonna go down a single Shrieking Drake. This is tough. I almost think we go down the Witch Enchanter, considering that they have Hushbringers. Being on the play here is super important, but geez. This might be an unfavorable matchup now, considering their sideboard. There's not enough removal. Play first. It's acceptable. You have the second green source. Yep. I'll get another one. Are they just gonna Hushbringer? Oh no. I'm sorry. Should not have ended this way. They missed their second land drop. Yeah, we just have the win on our turn. Boom, boom. If they play anything out, we win. Does Hushbringer have flash? It doesn't, but... Oh! I'm sorry. Extra land would be good here. I believe we do it instant speed. Sorry, sorcery speed on our turn. And hope they don't have another one. I don't know how many they play. Probably 2, 3, 4. They had 2 last game. If they get through this is gonna be insane. Missing their second land drop for a turn, and then probably missing their third. If they don't have another Hushbringer, we win. Cherry on top. Leave them with no permanence. They didn't even need to see the Corpse Knight. Good game! There we go. That is what this deck is all about. Super fun one. And I hope you guys enjoyed seeing those games. Maybe we do one more. Let's fit one more in. See if I can show off a better game. Against maybe some better decks. Let's see Boros Energy. And see if we can win. Because out of all the decks I played against, it had the worst odds against Boros Energy just because of how fast that deck is. It's unbearable. Ocelot Pride and Guide of Souls need to be banned. And Nadu. But for other reasons. Not good in Historic. Although I was thinking about it while making this deck. Aspiring Spike, he brewed using... what's this card? Primal Prayers. Before the release of the set. He was playing Paper Magic with one of his friends, I think. And the deck that he made was an Alurin deck, like pretty much. But I was thinking, this deck, it requires all your creatures to have mana value 3 or less. Nadu has mana value 3 or less. Nomads and Core has mana value 3 or less. You already want to play Recruiter in this deck, which can tutor, not Nadu, but it can tutor Nomads and Core. You obviously won't want to play Shuko in the deck because there's no way to... Wait. I'd have to think about it. I would have to think about it a little bit more. But might come back to that. I feel like Primal Prayer... Aspiring Spike gave up on Primal Prayers. He said it wasn't good enough. I think it could be. Ooh, Luris. This sounds like Boros. Oh no. Kidding. keep a 6-lander, or 6-card hand. And if we see a white land, let's, oh, yeah. We'll kill it. Oh! Let's see what I got, but I feel like I should almost shame concede. Yeah. Let's go to game 2. It's embarrassing. Whoops. Okay. Static Prisons. Sun Cleanser. Do we want Sun Cleanser? Temporary Lockdown. End the festivities. Take out Grand Abolisher for being slow. Moonblast Cleric for being slow. Witch Enchanter for being slow. A Shrieking Drake. And a Tune with the Ether. Yeah, we're not going to bring in the Sun Cleanser. Sun Cleanser's better against a slow energy deck. That plays Wrath of the Skies, mostly. So Jeskai control, pretty much. Sun Cleansers, man. But yeah, that was pretty bad. It just got worse. It's disgusting. Well, bad showing in the final match. Yeah, we'll pass it. I'm ashamed of myself. That first play was so awful, and then I mulliganed 7 into a bad 6, and then just drew nothing. That's how it goes, though. So yeah, as I said before, that's the deck that this one's worse against. Okay, that about wraps it up. We played a best of 1, lost horribly, and then we played 3 best of 3 matches. The first one was against Nonsensical deck. We were always going to win that. And yeah, it was an alright showing. We got the combo once, and you can see how it would be powerful against a better deck. But that was just a weaker deck. Second game, played against Azorius. Azorius artifacts in a challenge, which alludes to the fact that it is a good deck. He would have to be confident in that deck to enter a challenge with however many gems. I think it's 750. And I have played a deck very similar, and it is good. Here. Historic artifacts. Mine's a little different, but very similar in a lot of ways. And I think that deck is good. I think it is well suited in the meta right now. It can be faster than Boros Energy. It usually is. If you have a good draw, Patrick Automaton, Ingenious Smith, and then the Insouls and All That Glitters are just so fast. And Portable Hole in the main deck counters it. So that's a good deck. And the fact that we won 2-1 against a Hushbringer sideboard is impressive. My deck folds to ETB canceling effects. Torpor Orb effects. And then the last best of three match we obviously just saw. Not a good one. I think we will enter one more game before the end of this video, and see where that takes us. Let's play in the challenge again. Make sure we get to play against a good deck. Let's see where our fourth match lands us in the win column. That's if we enter a game. La di da da da. Let's see if we can rejoin. Hit the matchmaking bug. So not great in this challenge, but it happens. Is this new? Your opponent can be any kind of person from any kind of background. The Hellspurs are the most hard-boiled and violent bandits of them all. They integrate the natural magic of the land directly into their bodies, turning themselves into villains that can perform cruel feats of legend. Cool. We found an opponent. I feel like some of them. I feel like they swap out. Like sometimes there's new little entry sayings. Don't really know what they are. This hand's insane. This is almost like the nuts. Combo piece. We're gonna keep it. Turn to Johnny. Boo. Oh, double boo. Let's see what we hit. Any. I was gonna say I would be happy with anything but. It exiles it, it's gone forever, and it just kind of tells them what we're doing. The question here is, can we Recruiter survive a turn? Primal Prayers win. Not sure. It is a blocker. We might be able to. We have to not go to 0. And if they don't draw lands, that is very good for us. They won't be able to play as many threats. They can't... Oh, they did draw land. Why'd you juke us like that? Ocelot Pride is pretty bad. Unstable Amulet's also bad. We can't win this. Yeah. Primal pairs will cost 2 green. We don't have the 2 green right now. Issue with the mana base. Yeah, we'd have to somehow draw more cards than we can. Can kill the Guide of Souls. They still have the 4 attack. Block. 2, 4, 6. Yeah. We will concede and move on to the next one and see what happens. We were a bit too slow. I think we possibly could have won in another world, but okay. Bring in the static prisons. Bring in the temporary lockdown and the festivities. And cut down on the slow stuff. And hope to draw well. It's all about drawing well. It's one sad thing about Magic. I think we cut the abolisher. And run this. Imayazaki. It's a good hand. Green. We have enough green. I hate being punished for not having the green when I need it, but this time we'll let it slide on the green. Could have played the static prison there and gotten rid of the guide. In this case, I don't think it's the best bet. We have it here, but they have instant speed. But we will make infinite Sigardian Evangels on our next turn. So, likely GG. Don't know what they sideboarded in. They could stop us. Sun Cleanser would get us. Oh wait, no, Sun Cleanser would not get us. Static Prison handles it. But it would stop us from doing it for a turn. It's not enough. They only have 1 creature. Oh wait. Oh no, this works. Good game. Go to game 3. Don't think there's anything they can have. They should have killed this. Fortunately for us, Goblin Bourbon killing Sigardian Evangel doesn't do anything because it makes another copy of it into your hand. So yeah, I can make infinite Sigardian Evangels, and if they don't have something like End the Festivities, then we win. Temporary Lockdown. I don't think there's much that they play in their sideboard that can actually stop us. I mean, everyone's sideboard is different, but I don't believe they have it here. Yeah, they're going to concede. Explode. Okay. I believe that we go to the next one. They're on the play. I don't think anything changes in the sideboard if they're on the play instead of us. Kind of about who's just faster. Have not been drawing many of the green rummaging and make a 0/1 Scion card. But that one's been an all-star. Doing it on turn 3 instead of turn 4 changes everything. They'll go first. And we draw a perfectly fine hand. No combo. No source. Hate that card. Dies. If you hit, ha, you get 3 energy. Oh yeah, another thing. I think the Goblin Bombardment version of this deck. What just happened? Have they just punted on purpose? Why did they just... Why'd they pay 3 energy and kill their Ampteraptor? I'm confused. Maybe we go beat down. If we draw a green source, we just win. No way they have more than... No way they have... Oh. Interesting play. They get their Ocelot Pride back. I think they just realized that they're not going to beat the God of Souls duo. Okay, this wins us the game next turn. Let's see what happens. Beating Boros Energy would be actually a dream come true. Especially after that first game. That one was brutal. And another thing. Static Prison, all-star. I didn't even know it was legal and historic. What? No way they have another. I'm deciding whether or not to go for it right now, before they draw another card. Basically, I place the Guardian Evangel. They try to kill both my Guide of Souls. I think I do. I think there's a way that we can not stop this, but make them sack everything. I don't know if you can see my face right now, but I'm flabbergasted. You can definitely see my face. Well, let's do the math. You guys don't want to wait for that. Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and like. I don't know what just happened. They're playing the Goblin Bombardment version of the deck. They should know what to do with Goblin Bombardment. Rivals Ixalan, Throne of Eldraine. Let's open them up for you guys. Bone Crusher, not bad. Rivals. Cool, Merfolk. See you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. First video down. Bye.